what's happening with Emily's love life in this season?
What is not happening with Emily's love life this season and every season? So Emily and Sue have this really complicated and messy, beautiful relationship that I have absolutely loved every minute of playing through and discovering and getting to know, and being able to do this with Ella Hunt, who plays Sue, and collaborating with Elena Smith, our writer and creator, on this relationship has been very special in making this as much a part of the show as anything else. This is so much a part of Emily and what we do know, of the few things that we know to be true about her. And so in making this a part of the show was very important to me. And this season, things are really as complicated as ever, but they just never fail to end up in each other's company to some capacity. And the most beautiful thing about their relationship is they are absolutely their truest selves when they are together.
So why end at season 3?
It's very bittersweet, and I've been saying this all day, but it's like I obviously have known that this has been coming for a while, but now that it's here, I'm like, oh, I'm sad all over again. But I'm just so excited for the fans to see this season and have this now as their own. The story is complete, and Elena always envisioned this as a 3-season journey. So to see it all come full circle is very rewarding, and I'm very proud of the work that we've done. And I don't know how it's possible, but I have to say, I really do think this season is the best season. I think they've all kind of gotten better as we've gone on, and this one really is the best. So we're going
my
out.
question is, what's your favorite memory from filming the show?
Ooh. I don't think we've really talked about this, have we?
No, not really.
Thanks for asking that.
Favorite memory? There was a day on set, actually my first day shooting with Hailee.
Oh boy.
And this didn't make it into the show because it
boy.
was just too bizarre. David Gordon Green is a wonderful director because he does like to try out weird things. And so this was like a surrealist moment where we go into Emily's head and the girls are trying on men's clothes, but in this kind of black box, and we're looking at the camera. And somebody came up to me, somebody who worked in props, and was like, "There's a pillow over there. If you feel like it, just rip it open." And we had this huge wind machine.
But it was like it was like ready to be torn apart.
It was ready to be torn apart.
Yeah.
I don't have superhuman strength.
No, but it was like they've packed that thing with feathers.
Oh,
Is this the first episode, or is this the montage in the second episode?
We don't see this ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's not,
This was cut. For good reason.
Also the first day that Hailee and Ella met.
Yeah, yeah. So there was this huge wind machine on, and Hailee had no idea that this was going to happen. Cameras rolling.
Feathers ended up in places feathers should never be.
I split the pillow open, and they went everywhere. We were picking feathers out of our hair for days. It was madness. And everyone was just picking them up of strange pieces on set. You'd find feathers everywhere.
Good times.
I love that the show touches on queer representation, and you have always been a huge ally for the LGBTQ plus community. Why do you connect to that community?
I think that I just don't, a world in which people feel a certain pressure to be a certain way or behave a certain way is so absurd to me. And I think that there have been countless times in my life where I've been in situations where I feel that sort of pressure. And I don't anymore. I don't feel like I should. And I don't think anyone should. I think everyone should feel free to be who they are and true to themselves. And I think, the show deals with it so well, in that time, maybe they didn't have the terminology of what we have today in terms of describing a human, and maybe that's why they had, you would think they had more freedom then, but it was almost more forbidden then, and it's crazy that in this show we still deal with today what they were dealing with then. And although we've come a long way, not much has changed, which is insane to me, but I just truly believe that everyone is equal. Everyone is human. Everyone has a beating heart and feels the same feelings. Everyone is equal. Everyone is human. Everyone has a beating heart and feels the same feelings. And maybe not, but they should all be accepted. And yeah.
Pretty. Looking like a
shipwreck. I'm not here for the party.
Fans love, and also I love, Emily and Sue's relationship.
Yes.
Of course, now we have Sue. She's married. How do you feel like we're going to see their relationship play out in season 2, or how would you describe their relationship in season 2?
Oh, it's messy and it's heartbreaking and it's beautiful and confusing. Sue has had quite the transformation between season 1 and season 2. And, you know, we sort of pick up with them in a place where Sue is living this life where she's just kind of deflecting. Suddenly she's gone from wearing one color to wearing every color, being introverted to, you know, making people think that she's now extroverted. She's throwing these parties, but she's really deep down dealing with what we find out in season 2. And she's pushing Emily away from her. And Emily is confused and feels like, well, the reason there's a good reason behind it, but do I trust her intentions? But their relationship is as complicated and as beautiful as ever in season 2. So I'm really excited to watch it play out.
Oh, what did you think of my poems? Tell me. I loved them.
How would you say that season 2 is sexier than season 1?
Our characters are now in their mid-20s and they're just in a different light. This whole season is elevated and the scope of it feels so much bigger. And there are things that we get into this season that we sort of maybe touched on in season 1 and we go there this time.
Ooh, what's your definition of a wild night?
Bathtub with bubbles. Yeah?
My kind of night. No. What's the line? Parties should feel like shipwrecks. You should emerge from them soaking wet, out of breath, and hopelessly disoriented. That's my definition of a wild night. It should look like a shipwreck. We are the cast of Dickinson, and we are about to dive in with MTV News.
Yay!
There is a scene between the two of you in the second episode, a sex scene that I only bring up. Shh. Well, I said secret lover. I said, but there is no. It may be a spoiler, but I'm not gonna like let you sit here and not talk about this, which is I said this on Twitter to you, the immediately iconic use of Mitski's "Your Best American Girl."
The minute I saw that song in the script, I was like, this is amazing.
It was in the script.
It was in the
And
script.
was it like
When we were doing the
and we
scene.
played it on set when we shot the scene.
Yeah.
And did you know that it was gonna? I mean, obviously you knew at the moment of climax that the beat would drop. That like that's when the song would, because it's so smart. It's so brilliant. I know that song.
Dare
I've
you
loved
reveal
that song
so
for
much.
years. I know. I just can't. You know, people will watch this after they watch the show and they'll want answers. So now's your chance.
Yeah, I mean that was amazing. That was an amazing case of a song that we, thought of in the writers' room. And I said, "What's the best song for this moment?" And one of our writers' husbands was a composer, and he thought of Mitski, and I played it, and I said, "Yeah, that's it." And then we played it on set when we shot the scene. So that meant we played it a lot because scenes take a long time to shoot. Yeah. And it was so in my head, and it was in my soul. I actually cried when we were shooting that scene.
I think it was a really special scene to shoot because I know you call it a sex scene, but David and Elena so wanted it to feel like an exploration of intimacy between two people. And David wanted to do like this close-up of our feet touching and the way that my hand was gliding across Hailee's like clavicle. And I think we so rarely get to see that on screen, and it felt really special to get to do with you guys.
The sensuality.
Yeah, my description was cheap. I apologize.
It's okay.
But
there's a dare I say, very moving and upsetting scene with the whole family at dinner, and I think a lot of other people on set were really moved, and some people were crying when we shot that. But I felt so tired that day or whatever, and then we shot this scene with Hailee and Ella, and I started crying, and I said to David, like, I don't know why this is the one that's making me cry, and he was like, "You missed Young Love." and it might be true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're really opening stuff up here, Ricky.
I got a note on a train once. Some guy kind of looked at me furtively a couple of times on the journey, but hadn't said anything. And then at the end of the journey, he was too nervous to speak to me and gave me a note with his number on it saying, I think you're beautiful.
Oh, that's sweet. I definitely thought you were going to say, like, do you like me? Circle yes or no.
I wish it had been that.
Got it.
But
You got some digits. Did you text him? No. Yeah, okay.
I smiled all the way to work though.
Oh, cute.
It was really cute. I love it when people do that.
I know.
Right. I once gave that kind of note to someone, and it did not go well. We did then meet up, and I was like, within 5 minutes, I was like, this was a mistake.
This was a mistake.
And within 10 minutes, I was gone.
Really? Yeah. Impressive.